Good afternoon, everyone. Tuesday afternoon, running some errands, and I'll tell you, I've been wanting to go on a tear since I watched the news last night. A couple of issues that are sticking out to me. One has to do with America's elite. These individuals who paid and forged and frauded their kids and bribed their kids' way into college and into positions that other kids have earned and didn't get because they're there now. That's the first thing I want to speak to. And then the second thing would be inmates having the right to vote inside of prison. And I'm going to try and remain calm, but I got to tell you something. I'm aggravated. I'm outraged. And I really hope that you all share this video with everyone you know. I think my perspective matters because I'm a guy who's been in prison. I'm a guy who broke the law and, as he should have, went to prison. I'm not saying, and I'll never say, that what goes on in prison, I'm okay with that, but I'm just saying, you know, for the sake of arguing all those other things, that irresponsible behavior is responded to with consequence. Consequence is the action you take to hopefully prevent that in the future. But it seems for some in America, and I'm not going to go too far with who I'm talking about, but let's just focus on Jussie Smollett right now, and let's focus on these elites, you know, paying their kids' way. Now, they're all pleading guilty. So they should walk. They've committed several felonies, not just one felony. They've committed several felonies, and they're like, they could be facing 20 years in prison. And then you hear on the other end, the deal probably includes 4 to 6 months in jail. 4 to 6 months in jail? Really? Okay. Let's compare that to my November 19th post in 2018. I'd like you all to go to that 2019 post. I'm sorry, the November 19th, 2018 post, and take a look at that. And let's look at the discrepancy here. Here we have an African-American man who stole a coat for $159. Now, the last I heard in November, he had been in prison for 22 years. He didn't hurt nobody. He didn't kill nobody. He didn't rape nobody. He stole a coat for $159, and he received natural life in prison. Now you have these people. You know, this guy had a couple of other non-violent convictions. This was the 3 strikes you're out law, right? I'd be willing to bet if you went and did some research on these individuals and you started looking into their taxes and you started looking into their finances, you'd find some criminal activity. And I'm just saying that based on what they're doing, you know, what we just found out about right now. But they're probably not going to spend a day in jail. Am I the only one that's moved by that? Like, am I the only one that's outraged by that? I don't think I am. And the way that our government understands the outrage is that we speak together in a voice. And I would like this video to get out to the politicians, because I'm really sick and tired of this 2-tiered system in America. I'm sick and tired of watching the poor and the poverty-stricken go into prison and spending the rest of their life in prison, and watching elites like we're seeing from Hollywood committing serious crime. Educated people who know better, right? People who aren't poverty-stricken and have to steal food maybe to eat that day, right? It's a matter of survival. No, these are people of status. These are people who are wealthy. These are people who have the means to do things in accordance with the law. And they should be held to an even higher standard. And what's happening? They're not even being held to the standard of the average American. And that's disgusting. And it's disgraceful. Jussie Smollett, he walks. All of a sudden, 16 felonies. Boom, swept under the table. Whitewashed. Did Rahm Emanuel say that? Whitewashed. Okay? It's despicable. And then what they want to do is they want to let the elite criminals go Oh, I could really go here. They want to let the elite criminals go because I could get into bail, but I'm not going to get into bail and the policies of bail and how that just serves, the wealthy. Okay, but anyway, they're going to let them go, and then on the next segment of news, what do we see? We see, you know what would be a good idea? Let's give America's inmates the right to vote in prison. There you go. That's a good idea, right? I don't think so. As a former inmate, I deserve to lose my right to vote. When I live my life irresponsibly, I shouldn't be then gifted with the responsibility and privilege of voting. It's just that simple. Now, when I came home, I couldn't vote for a very, very long time. On the other hand, I'm saying when an inmate serves his time and he or she comes home and they, meet the expectations of parole and they get off parole, then that minute, that right to vote should be reinstituted. But to allow, first of all, a lot of our inmate population aren't even Americans. They're illegal aliens serving time in prison. Why would they have the right to vote? Why would somebody who has committed the crime of rape have the right to vote? Why would somebody who, has committed irresponsible murders have the right to vote? I just don't understand it. I don't understand how this world has become so upside down. And there is a scripture in the Bible that it's in Proverbs chapter 1. I want to say it's verse 32. And it goes like this. It says, "The simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacency of fools," it says, "destroys them." The simple, as it's spoken to there, is the simple are the people who don't know the truth. The fool is the person who knows the truth and yet, despite knowing the truth, still behaves in a manner that is irresponsible. And that's what I see happening in America today. I see our leaders acting irresponsible, contributing to the problems we see, making decisions in the best interest of their pocketbook, in the best interest of getting the next vote, appealing to the next crowd or the next group, acquiescing. I'm disgusted by what I'm seeing play out in this country. And I'm saying this to you as a man who has had a criminal past, has had a past of addiction, significant failure in my life. And I don't understand coming from that background. Even coming from that background, I just don't understand what's going on in America. Something is terribly wrong, and I believe it all goes to that verse I quoted. The simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacency of fools destroys them. Because I'm going to tell you something, another few years of making decisions like some of the decisions I've been watching, it isn't going to end so well. So please, go to my November 18th post in How's It Feel Tough Guy and read about, I believe it's Timothy Jackson or Timothy Thompson, I don't remember his name. Read about this individual and understand, for $159 stealing a Coke, this man is spending natural life in prison. And then there's the elites who paid thousands upon thousands in fraud and bribery and probably aren't going to spend a day. And then in turn, we want to give. We don't want to give consequence to the criminal on the one hand, and on the other hand, that the criminals that are in prison, we want to give them rights they shouldn't have. if you agree with me, please speak to me on how's it feel, tough guy, and please share this video. Thank you very much. Have a great day.